Today's workout is going to be a combination of balance and agility. So let me show you what I have here. I have a bath towel that I've wrapped up and a can of beans as a home weight. And then I also have a cone here just to give me a reference point, so you can use anything. So we'll go ahead and get started. Our first exercise is going to be the stork. So this is a balance exercise. You're going to get your stability on one foot, making sure that you have equal weight across the bottom of that foot, and then drawing that knee up to about hip height. You're going to try and kick that leg nice and straight back behind you as you hinge forward through the hips, trying to get about parallel to the floor, keeping those hips from turning out. And then you're bringing that knee back forward to about hip height, just doing the best you can. If you need a wall or a chair nearby for some support, go ahead and get that set up, and then you can get back into the exercise. So and take this at your own pace, really just focusing, trying to make sure that you're getting that good alignment, just doing the best you can as you maintain your balance through this movement, making sure that you're breathing nice and controlled, making sure that your head is following the rest of your body so you're not craning at your neck to keep your gaze straight forward. And I'm going to do 10 on each side, but if 10 is too many for you, you can always adjust those reps. So you know it's too many if you just built up too much heat in the muscles and they're fatiguing and it's making it hard for you to really keep your balance. And I believe I have one more on this side. Really making sure that you're using your core for this exercise. Nice and tight to help minimize any extra movement. All right, so that was 10 on one side. I'm going to go ahead and switch to that other side. So I like to kind of set myself up, make sure that I'm soft in this stable knee, find those 4 points on the bottom of my foot, and then really engage the core. And then focusing on getting good alignment. You might find that you lean a little bit more on one side than the other. So just be mindful of that. Just really trying to have a strong connection, a strong awareness of what's going on in the body and how you're moving through this exercise. Making sure that you're breathing, don't hold your breath. And then just trying to get that good alignment with your hips, making sure that you're not opening up as you kick that leg straight back behind you. Nice strong core. Should be getting some heat, maybe in the foot, maybe in your ankle, maybe in your outer hip. Just kind of depends on what you're used to using for balance and what's maybe getting worked a little bit more than it's used to. So I'm going to do one more on this side, and then we'll move into our next exercise. So our next exercise is a boxing one. So I'm going to have you find your good boxing stance, and we're going to do a slip, 3, 6. Okay? And I want them to be a nice quick movement. Make sure that you're breathing as you move through these. It's easy to hold your breath, especially as you move quickly. So just make sure that you're breathing. If you need to remind yourself, you can always give yourself a little tss when you go to punch, okay? So 30 seconds on the clock. We're gonna go slip, 3, 6. Ready, set, go. Slip, 3, 6. 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 It helps to say what you're doing partly for your memory, and then you know that you're breathing. We got about 5 seconds. Slip, slip, 6, slip, slip, 3, 6, slip, slip, 3, 6, slip, slip, 3, 6. And that's gotta be 30 seconds. All right, go ahead and relax. So the next one is another quick movement. We're gonna go ahead and do toe taps here. So I'm just using this as a reference, and I'm going to tap it for 30 seconds, and then you can always pick up your pace and tap a little faster, okay? 30 seconds, ready, set, go. Making sure that you're breathing for this one. And your goal is to be nice and light on your feet. I'm on the balls of my feet the whole time, but I'm in very good control. Trying to tap whatever that is that you're using for your reference. You can always use that bath towel I showed you earlier. And stop. Very nice, that was 30 seconds. Okay, so the last one for this group of exercises is gonna be the tandem stance with the open book. And so we'll do 10 on each side. I have this little can here just for a little extra weight. So tandem stance is standing heel toe. And depending on which one you want to set up first, it doesn't matter. Make sure you can find your balance here. If you are having difficulty, go ahead and just time yourself 30 seconds on each side. If you can find your balance here, you're gonna have your hands out at chest level, straight out in front of you. Both hands palms up, okay? We're gonna take the hand that is opposite your lead foot. So my right foot is forward right now. I'm gonna use my left hand to lead, and that's where I have the weight. And I'm gonna open up, and I'm gonna rotate my chest, shoulders, and my head as I bring that hand back and around behind me as much as I can with my range of motion. And then I'm gonna bring that can back center. Okay, and we're gonna do 10 on each side. So this is difficult. It's like you're standing on a little balance beam as you're turning, okay? So just take your time, maybe stand close to a wall if you're really losing your balance. And we'll do 10 on each side. Making sure that you're breathing. You're really just making sure you have good control. So and the can is really just to give you a little bit of weight and to make it a little more challenging. So if you don't need that extra challenge, you don't have to use the can here. Trying to stay nice and long in the neck. Make sure you're not hiking your shoulders. I hope you guys are having some difficulties with this, because otherwise I'm the only one who can't keep my balance. So make sure that your arm isn't getting back behind you. So if your arm stops tracking open, stop rotating. Or if your chest stops tracking open, stop rotating your arm back. Ooh, okay. Ah. Okay, I've got 2 more on this side, I'm pretty sure. So hang in there, guys. This one's difficult. Okay, one more. I can do this. Hang in there, guys. Don't give up. Don't get frustrated. Just stay nice and focused. All right. Whew. Okay. So I'm going to set up on the other side. So now it's my left foot forward, my right foot back, and I've got the can in my right hand. So 10 on this side. And you might find that your balance is better on one side than it is on the other. That's very common. Really trying to concentrate here. Getting good rotation of the chest and shoulders as you open that arm back behind you. Making sure you're breathing. And again, if 10 reps is too much for you, you can always decrease the number of reps that you're doing. Okay, I have 2 more. Make sure you're not hiking your shoulders up towards your neck. All right, success. Okay, so go ahead and take a water break and then come back for the second round. So let's get back into the stork. I'm gonna start with my left foot. So I'm finding my stability, making sure that knee isn't locked out, and then extending my leg back behind me. Nice and controlled. I like to take my time as I go through this exercise just to watch my alignment, make sure that I'm not twisting my hips. Making sure that I'm staying nice and flat on my stable foot. Nice and even with my weight. I'm not letting my weight roll to the outside of my ankle. Using a lot of core on this one. Keeping the back nice and straight as you hinge forward. Making sure that you're breathing, don't hold your breath. So, and if you are using a chair or table, just use it as little as possible. So just use it as much as you need it for that support. But really try to find your balance. Okay, last one. All right, other side. So setting up, making sure that you've got equal weight on that stable foot. Not a good start. Okay, and then soften that knee. Making sure that you're extending that leg back behind you nice and straight. Don't shortchange yourself there. Really make sure that you're getting that leg fully extended. So, and work within your range of motion. Sometimes getting that full extension with a full hinge through the hips is too much on your stable leg. So just be mindful. Doing your best to keep your hips in good alignment throughout this exercise. Takes a lot of concentration. Really helps not to move your head or your eyes a lot. Gives you a little bit more stability. Hang in there. Almost done. So definitely be mindful of your mechanics here. You're going to get the most out of the exercise if you're making sure that you have good alignment and you're really in control of the movement. Okay, whew. It's on fire. Okay. So now we're back into those quicker movements. We've got that slip, slip, 3, 6. So I'm gonna actually set up in southpaw now. So my right foot's forward, my left leg's back, and my 3 is gonna be my right arm now, and my 6 is gonna be my left. So it's gonna look like this. Slip, slip, 3, 6, okay? So we're just gonna change it up, keep it even, make both sides of our body work. And ready, set, go. Slip, slip, 3, 6. 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 Slip, slip, 3, 6, and that's it. Good. All right, go ahead and relax, catch your breath, and then we'll go into our toe taps. So get yourself set up, and we got 30 seconds here. Ready, set, go. So, and the point of this is I actually want to make a little bit of contact with that object that's on the floor. And again, you can use that rolled up towel that I showed you earlier. And you just want to be nice and light with those taps. Nice and controlled, core engaged. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Good. All right. Back to our tandem stance. This one's tough. All right. Just gonna get the hard side out of the way. So my right foot's forward, left leg back, can in the left hand, and 10 on each side. Really rotating chest and shoulders as you bring that hand back behind you. Really focusing here. I'm focusing my gaze on the can, hoping that that'll give me a little bit better balance. Making sure that you're breathing. Trying to open as much as you can comfortably while still maintaining your balance. So as you track your hand back, you want to keep that stationary hand straight out in front of you. Try not to let it gravitate inwards. Okay, I fell. Okay. I think I have 3 more on this side. I am really concentrating. Trying to hold my core nice and tight. Trying to be nice and fluid in the lower body so it can just kind of adjust without taking my whole body with it. So I'm not super stiff in my lower half. All right, that was 10. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch. Now my left foot is forward, my right foot is back, and I'm using my right hand, and I'm already wobbly. Okay, so opening up, doing 10 on this side. Really trying to allow that chest to open as you swing that hand back behind you. So just work within your comfortable range of motion here. Don't force anything. Again, don't let that hand travel behind your back. So the furthest my hand gets is in line with my side. It's never behind my back. Making sure that you're breathing, trying to keep equal weight across the bottom of your feet. Nice and controlled. Don't rush this movement. I think I have 2 more here. And last one. All right, and that completes our second set of the first group of exercises. So go ahead and take a water break and I'll meet you back for the next group. All right, let's get into our second group of exercises. So I have my towel, my rolled up towel here on the ground. And I'm going to be doing our squat, but I'm going to put the ball of my foot onto the towel, and I'm going to go a little bit wider with my stance than I would normally for my squat, just to give me some extra balance. And I'm going to sit my hips back. So if you're concerned, make sure that you have a chair there that if you do lose your balance, you can just sit down. Okay. Otherwise, you can do these squats. Just be mindful that if you start to lose your balance, take a step back, okay? You're gonna hinge through the hips, pushing those hips back behind you. You can bring the arms forward for a counterbalance, making sure that your back is nice and straight, core is engaged, okay? You should be using your core a lot more on these squats. Should be a little bit more challenging to keep your balance. Just do the best you can. Making sure that you're standing up the whole way. Get those hips underneath your shoulders. Don't shortchange that squat. Making sure that you're still keeping centered in your feet even though your toes are up on that towel. And making sure that you're using both legs equally to push yourself back to standing. And you're squeezing in those glutes, okay? Driving through those heels and just doing 10 of those. So, and take that at your own pace. And then we're gonna go into some rolling uppercuts here. So I'm gonna time us for 30 seconds. And what I'd like to see is that you're kind of in that fighting stance. And I want you to get a little bit of shifting of weight in your feet and in your hips as you go into those rolling uppercuts, okay? So we're gonna do 30 seconds and they're nice and tight. We're not really trying to extend those arms, just keep them nice and tight, okay? 30 seconds, ready, set, go. And aim for about chin height. But stay nice and centered, and then make sure that you're breathing, getting some weight shifting in your feet and some pivoting of the hips. We got about 5 seconds. And that's it. Go ahead and relax. Whew, okay. So now we're gonna do fast feet out and in. And I'm gonna use the towel as my reference. So the towel, the width of the towel is my out, and then I'm gonna bring my feet about hip width for the in, okay? So it's gonna look like this, out, out, in, out, in. And I'm just gonna do that as fast as I can for 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Make sure that you're breathing. Should be on the balls of your feet the whole time. Moving nice and quick. Nice and controlled. Making sure that you're keeping that pattern out, out, in. Got about 5 seconds. Keep it moving and stop. Whew, okay. All right. So then our last exercise for this group, we're gonna do a single leg balance and you're gonna reach for a cone. And so the placement for this, let me bring this back so you can see it. The placement for this should be natural, okay? So when you put your foot out to the side, that's how far away the cone should be. Or if you're gonna use the towel as a reference, you can use that. So it shouldn't be way far away from you. I don't want you reaching for it, but I do want you to have to put your leg out, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna find our balance on that leg, on that stable leg, and you're gonna hold, and you're gonna bring that leg center, take it out to the side and tap, and then bring it back center. Okay, so I'm not actually shifting my weight. And we're gonna do that for 30 seconds on one side and 30 seconds on the other. Ready, set, go. So I'm gonna get a little bit of a crouch to help me with my balance. And then I'm just reaching out for that cone. And I don't necessarily have to look for it. I just wanna touch it. Nice and light. I'm not actually resting my foot on it, just touching it. So you should feel a little bit of a shift of the body as you reach that leg out. And that's what we're using to challenge our balance. 3, 2, 1, relax and set up on the other side. So, and make sure that your little point of reference or your object that you're reaching for is a natural distance away from your stable leg, okay? So 30 seconds, go ahead and give yourself a little bit of a crouch, find that stability and go. Fix your gaze on something. It helps you keep your balance. Make sure that you're breathing. And that's it, 30 seconds, good job. All right, that's the first set of our second group of exercises. So go ahead and grab some water and then we'll get back into the next set here. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up for my squats. I've got the ball of my foot on the towel. And we're doing 10 of these. So hinging back through the hips, driving through those heels, squeezing in those glutes to stand. I'm using my hands for counterbalance. I'm keeping my back nice and straight. Making sure you're not tucking your tailbone at the very bottom of your squat. Keeping your chest nice and long up towards the crown of the head. So you're keeping your spine nice and straight, belly button in nice and tight to support the spine. Nice and controlled, using those glutes to get you back to standing. Driving through those heels. Making sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath. And last one. That's it, very nice, okay. So back to those rolling uppercuts. So I'm just gonna switch my stance so that way I've got my right foot forward and my left foot back now. And it's not gonna change anything really, but we're doing those rolling uppercuts. Ready, set, go. Making sure that you're breathing, aiming for about chin height and making sure that you're nice and centered. Really trying to get a good pace. Shifting the weight, pivoting the hips. And that was 30 seconds. All right, Fast feet, in, out. Ready, set, go. I didn't hit it, okay. Trying to stay nice and light on those feet. As soon as you touch, get it moving again. Core's engaged, nice and tight so you have good control. Out, out, in. That little less than 10 seconds. Hang in there, keep up that pace. 3, 2, 1, and stop. All right. So now we're back to that single leg balance with that side reach, okay? 30 seconds on each side. Ready? Set yourself up, find your stability, and go. Reaching for that cone. Fixing your gaze on something, making sure that you're breathing. You got 10 seconds here. So if you have to put your foot down occasionally, that's okay. Again, just find your balance. That was 30 seconds. Go ahead and relax. If you have to put your foot down during the exercise, just find your balance before you start moving your leg again. Okay, so make sure it's a good distance from your stable foot. And 30 seconds, ready, set, go. Again, just a nice light tap to that marker. Being mindful of how you're standing on that stable leg too. Make sure that you aren't rolling to the outside of your ankle, that you don't have a bunch of weight on the outside of your foot. And you should feel your weight in your hip. Kicking my cone further and further away. And that was 30 seconds. Go ahead and relax. Good. All right, so that was our second group of exercises. So then we'll go ahead and get into the core.